Okay, well, I'm Scott Sanderson, founder of Shoptoit. I'd like to thank you for joining us. We're going to go through a quick presentation on how we're using AI to build agency tools for scalable growth by helping agencies profitably work with smaller businesses and show them real results. Two products, one is called AdsBuilder, the other is ChatBotBuilder. Today's webinar is primarily on AdsBuilder. We're going to walk through how this process is dramatically changing how digital marketing agencies and consultants are helping drive traffic to their small business customers. And the trick is profitably. So we've been working with a little over 3,000 agencies since 2005 with our partner Vendasta. We're one of the largest suppliers in their marketplace. And basically it's automation that allows agencies to scale by working with a broad base of small businesses, running Google Ads for them. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some returns, and then we'll get to the questions. Okay, so ads. We do both Google search ads, which we're all pretty familiar with. This is by far the biggest advertising platform in the history of the world, as well as Google display ads. Display ads are not as commonly known and used by digital marketers. They tend to be in Facebook a little bit more, but Google display ads reaches 90% of the entire internet use base worldwide. It's on over 35 million digital properties, including websites and apps, as well as all the Google properties. And quite frankly, it just reaches a roughly double what a Facebook ad reaches in terms of audience. Facebook has about a 52% market penetration, and the Google Display Network has about 90%. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So when you're talking about search ads, the reason it's such a big deal is because it is the holy grail. It reaches the right people in the right place at the right time. So this is going after people that have already displayed intent. They are looking for a product or service in a specific geographic market, and you can reach them. So again, you only pay per click for Google search ads. So it's free branding and awareness. And when a searcher actually clicks through to the website, that's when the billing event happens. And also in maps, like there's over 200 million monthly searches being done on our users using Google Maps to do search. This is all the near me search. So you can jump to the queue and get to the top of Google search listings on the search engine results page in Google Maps just by running a Google Ads campaign and connecting it to a Google My Business profile for your clients. Display ads, as I mentioned, over 35 million websites, plus all the Google products. So sites like YouTube, as an example, you see ads now in Gmail. So it reaches 90% of all internet users. This is, by far, if you've been on sites like, news sites or weather sites or playing video games and you're seeing ads, it's a pretty good chance that it's the Google Display Network that's powering those ads. So you can really reach a much broader audience. And for display ads, when you geo-target and really tighten up the targeting, you're going to need as much reach as possible to fulfill those campaign goals for your clients. So our process is to try and help our partners build a very, very deeply rooted business that yields fruit by working with masses of small business customers, not just a few, but go out and get a bunch of them, because it's really very little work on your part to do this, and it delivers results, which is the most important part to share. So just a little bit, we all know about AI, large language models, they come on the scene. OpenAI, when we heard yesterday about DeepSeek in China, you can't get to a newspaper without finding what's going on with AI. But small businesses don't know what to do with it. What we did at Shoptoit is we're a software development company. And so when they opened their APIs up, we looked at, well, what could we be using AI for to augment our product offering in ads, which led us down a path with building chatbots as well, which we'll talk about briefly. So basically what AdsBuilder is it's us connecting directly with both OpenAI and connecting directly with Google Ads to have the AI help our application do everything for running a high quality, high return Google Ads campaign so that our partners can scale. They can do this quickly. It monitors everything. It adjusts. It does all the bid management. So you don't have to do any of the work. After about 5 minutes, these ads are up and running. And usually for search, it takes 3 or 4 days. And for display, it takes 1 or 2 days for those campaigns to be live in Google. And off you are to the races looking after your customer. Same thing with ChatBotBuilder. They need to constrain the large language models so that they can only answer questions that are relevant to that business. And so we just built a very simple application that allows our partners to build and deploy multiple chatbots for these smaller businesses for their customers. So ads drive traffic to a website. That website has a chatbot on it. That chatbot helps dramatically with conversions. So that's how those two things work together. Again, our primary focus is how do we help the multitudes of small business out there that really, because of the time, because of the impact on budget, agencies don't tend to do too much with small and really small businesses because you just can't make money at it. It just takes too much time. Well, we're trying to change all that. And we've been successfully helping those Vendasta agencies for years do exactly that. Go get 20, 30, 40 small business customers because you can easily manage them and land and grow with them and expand their ad spend, add other products to it, whether it's social media marketing or whether it's reputation management or SEO, all of these things. That's what we're focused on. So with Google Ads Builder, you can manage all ads from one place. It's automated campaign management. It does all the work. It's fast, easy, and scalable. Secure budget management. You don't have to worry about overspending on your clients' campaigns. We control the bidding. We make sure that we're maximizing the return on ad spend for all campaigns that are running. There are no minimum budgets, so you can really get down to, maybe an ad spend of $100 a month and still have an effective campaign running for a small business, which allows you to speak to every pizza parlor, every small business out there, because they can all afford that. And you can see actual results because Google only charges you when a client clicks and goes directly to the website. Our tool has a much lower cost per click than industry averages, and we'll talk a little bit about that. That's important because it gives you room for more markup. It also extends budgets that are smaller to maximize returns, so even small budgets can get ample clicks and see results. And it's instant. These results are measurable, return on investment. So search, many agencies have, for years done search engine optimization, which can be a little bit problematic. It's tricky. It takes a little bit of time, which increases the likelihood in those first 90 days of those customers churning out. And Facebook ads really just focus on branding and awareness. And it's often overspending on the wrong audience. It's where Google is immediate visibility, converting clicks into real revenue. So this is instant, low cost per click, no minimum budgets. Those are the real key things in there. So because the results are immediate, because you can target whether they're in market for search and geographically target them, these become very cost effective, which is why the Google Ads business, particularly the search business, is so dominant in the overall advertising landscape online. It's for both online and local traffic, and it's highly scalable. So they're essential for every smaller business. The problem is it's too complicated. It's too time consuming, which means for agencies and partners, there's limited profit opportunity. It's not scalable because it's labor based. It really takes a lot of time to run an effective Google Ads campaign. And it's tricky to use things on small campaigns like Google's Performance Max product or any of those because the clicks just get out of control and they don't see enough return on investment. And so they churn, they stop running the ads. With Shoptoit, you can actually see returns even on small budgets. And that's the critical part, is to get in there. You can drive traffic to any business almost immediately. So that's the big difference. If you're in a competitive market, like let's say you're a pizza place in a local area, like you're competing with some pretty big brands that are doing an awful lot of SEO. So, perhaps it's Domino's or perhaps it's Caesar's or Little Caesar's Pizza. It's hard to optimize a website for local traffic, but with ads, there's always ample room in that ad space. So you can get them right to the top of the page. So these two things work really powerfully together. Oftentimes with Google Ads, it's less expensive than search engine optimization campaigns. And we'll talk a little bit about that, but the two of them combined make a real powerful solution for your customer. We find that bundling solutions like this reduces churn quite a bit. because it's just a lot of work for them to try and sort this stuff out themselves. So just to jump to our pricing, it's a flat rate. We're not in managed services like most people in this market. So it starts at 2 clients. So what we mean by client is you can have 2 customers, but unlimited campaigns for those customers. You can run search alongside display. You can run different campaigns in search and or display a specific event, a specific thing you're trying to promote. And then as you get more customers and grow, so does our service. So it gets to a very inexpensive flat rate monthly fee that you can go out and add to as many customers as you want without any implication on the cost. So really you can essentially for $25 a month, run a Google Ads campaign, and that price gets down quite a bit as you start to get up in scale. In the Vendasta platform, we've got a few clients that are doing over 100 accounts concurrently right now. And literally in one case, the salespeople actually activate the campaigns. It's really that simple. With everybody though, you can start with a free account. A free account gets you to the back end. You can see how the product lays out. You can actually even build chatbots and use them to engage your prospects and customers. It's simple. Sign up, log in. It's a clean dashboard for your parent account. And on the parent account, you can start adding new accounts. And once you have an account added, you can start running campaigns and or building chatbots. Now, it's really this simple. To run an ad campaign, you decide whether it's search or display, and then you tell us the destination URL, the target area, the monthly budget, and we create and publish the Google search ads and display ads tailored to that business. And then we constantly optimize those ads to fit the budget and reach that target audience. And we're continuously monitoring and improving the campaign over time. So literally 5 questions. What's the website you want us to extract all the keywords and data from? What is the target city, or use other ways that you can target, but the main one is geographic. Are there any additional areas you'd like to target? Is there any areas you'd like to exclude? And then an optional radius. From there, you tell us the daily budget and you're off to the races. The tool goes out and generates keywords based on the campaign. It will formulate a keyword list. You can see we do multiple long tail keywords. Again, because this is software and AI doing it, it can manage hundreds, if not thousands of keyword combinations very easily. And it's that long tail that can really help make sure that your cost per click stays low and you get high quality clicks to extend that budget. You can optionally add keywords to the campaigns. You can add negative keywords. So the AI does all the heavy lifting and does everything for you. You really don't have to do much at all, but you can in specific places or cases that you'd like to. And the system takes over and formulates the ad copy as well as the keywords, 15 different headlines, 4 different descriptions that are dynamically used to generate variations of ads, and bam, you're off to the races. If it was display, the system takes over. The ads are formulated with images, logos, call to action, ad copy. They're dynamically used to generate display ads in all of the available sizes. You can go into some deeper targeting if you want. You can go after a specific day parting. You can go after, gender demographics, age demographics, a few different advanced settings. Again, you don't have to, but you can in all these cases. And then there's a full reporting dashboard where you can see your impressions, clicks, the costs, the average CPC. You can put your logo in the dashboard, let your client go directly in if you want to. It will not show the price in case you're marking up the ads, which is what commonly is done. As well, there's more, detailed information, like what is the impression share. This is a great upgrade tool. So the impression share is the percentage of times that the ad showed relative to the amount of times it could show. So in this particular one, I'm not sure who this was, but they were running around a 10% impression share. That means 90% of the time they were not eligible for being shown, even though they could. And that's just because of their budget constraints. So once you demonstrate to your customer that you're driving traffic to them at a reasonable amount, then you can, go in and say, well, do you want more? And if you want to increase that ad spend, it's easy to do at any time. So the average cost per click for Google search ads last year was $4.66. It continues to go up. This is still what Google considers to be an extreme value. Google search ads grew last year by, I think, 12% again. So it is not slowing down. But the way our tool works, because of the bid management and because of the daily budgeting and because of the constant optimization, last year, our average cost per click for search ads was $1.80. So that's about 60% less than they would expect to pay for a click if they were using other tools and or agencies. So there's lots of room for margin for our partners because the software keeps that cost per click so low and extends those small campaigns to make sure they get a higher return on ad spend. Just a quick case study. Client used our display ads tool to run a restaurant campaign on a specific event. So this restaurant was on Tuesdays. We see this all the time with restaurants. Every day there's a new promotion, whether it's Wing Wednesday or half price wine or whatever. In this case, it was Taco Tuesday. So the target audience was 20 kilometers. This was in Canada, radius from the business location. They scheduled the ad to turn on at 4 o'clock and turn off at 7 o'clock only on Tuesdays. And they allocated $5 every Tuesday to run this ad campaign. So what did they get? Well, for every dollar they spent on ads, they got $260 in increased sales. So how we did this is we asked the restaurateur, well, we didn't, our partner did, what their average ring out was for a Taco Tuesday. And then we ran this on one specific Tuesday. They got just 5,000 impressions. So they reached 5,000 people in the nearby targeted area for an average cost per 1,000 impressions of $1.03. And they increased sales by $1,300 according to the owner of this is like restaurant pub. So $1 in, $260 out. This is a high impact return and it's just common. There's a real use case for hospitality. They're in trouble. Like after COVID, they're still struggling. There's all kinds of them that are shutting down. And it's because they need more people in the business. They need people to come into the restaurants. And so they run events. They run, discounts. Their happy hour that everyone is extended. But they don't have a way to tell people that don't already know. So running a Google Ads campaign, a display campaign for them to drive specific events can have dramatic impact on their ability to sustain themselves. And there's all kinds of other services that you can provide to these hospitality groups, whether it's a small restaurant or bar or even a lunch stand. You could do things like say, what are the 3 things you'd like to drive more traffic to? They might say a lunch special. So you can say, okay, on Monday to Friday from 10:30 or 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., reach people within 5 miles of this, maybe not even 5 miles, 1 mile if you choose, of this restaurant and spend $10 a day. You can say on Tuesdays for half price wines, $15 every Tuesday between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. to try and drive traffic into that restaurant. And maybe on Wednesdays, their promotion is Wing Wednesday, do the same thing. There's a $300 monthly budget running just traffic to these 3 specific events. So it can be really like, that's every restaurant. So that's every business that has these event-based things out that you can effectively use display advertising to attract, new customers to that business and get them through the door. Just briefly, when ChatGPT opened up its API, we did what we do, which was look at it and say, okay, how are we going to use this tool in conjunction with our ads to increase conversions? And it grew from there. What we discovered is that really what businesses need is called conversational chatbots. And what that is a chatbot that is constrained only to the data the business provides. So crawl my website, crawl these PDFs, here is the transcript from a video, and make a chatbot for it. And we've seen incredible use cases from it, not just customer service and sales support or sales conversion, which is what we would deem as an external chatbot, but internal chatbots. Businesses are using them for training manuals. They're using them for sales training. They're using them for HR and admin. Every time there's a conversation in a business, it decreases productivity. Somebody has a question, they stop, they ask somebody else the question, they stop, and everything slows down. These chatbots can really do a great job. They speak 40 languages and now more. They're on all the time, 24/7, 365. And they're super accurate at giving accurate answers to any questions, whether it's internal or external. So we're not going to spend a bunch of time on this, but we expect big things. The global chatbot market it's booming. I mean, if you haven't been exposed to it yet, you're about to be. But every small business out there has no idea what to do with it. And you're seeing all kinds of crazy things like $5,000 to make a chatbot and then a monthly fee to manage it. And we just made it very, very simple and very cost effective for any business service provider to be able to do this. So our chatbot builder pricing is $199 a month. It gives you the ability to make and deploy unlimited chatbots, and it includes 1,000 chats. We'll have a follow-up webinar on this in the near term. And if you're interested in learning more, you certainly can. Well, we've got a pile of questions. So let me just open these up and see what we can see. Okay. Who pays for the ads? Now, good question. So we are not in the cart with the ads. So you have two options as a service provider. You can either use your client's credit card to pay for the ads directly, if that's your choice. Or if you're going to mark up the ads, you use your agency's credit card or your credit card for your clients. And so there's a billing relationship that has to be established with Google. You know, which card it's by campaign or by account, but you can do it either directly with the business or you can do it yourself. How long does it take for a campaign to go live? Well, for search campaigns, usually there needs to be an approval process in Google. So it's between 4, to 5 business days from the time the account is activated and the campaign is activated. For display, it's a little bit quicker. So it's usually 2 to 3 days from the time the order's been received. That campaign is live and delivering traffic. So it's super fast. Unlike SEO, this happens really fast. Minimum budget, typically, we have an unbelievable amount of like literally $100 a month ad campaigns. I think 100 is one of our customers who has just about 100 accounts running right now. They literally, on average, is $135 a month that they spend on advertising per client. So it can be very, very, you can get started super easily. And the point is, it actually delivers results. Like you see them right away and you're only charged when it works. Google has great, what they call fraud detection things. So it's not like it used to be in the old days where bots were clicking on ads, and like that doesn't happen anymore. It rarely happens. And so it's really, really high performance and it can work really great. Can my client log in to see how their ads are performing? Yes, they can. So again, you're able to upload your logo. It will display. You can set up that client with access to the back end. And in that back end, they can see the campaigns. We do not show the pricing for the cost per click because we're not sure what you're charging them per month in terms of markup on the ad spend, but they can see the impression, they can see the performance, they can see the clicks, they can see things like where their impression share is, and what cities and towns the traffic is coming from, the gender of the traffic, et cetera, et cetera. Is there a contract on subscriptions? There's no contract. So this is if we're not delivering for you, or you're not able to keep your customers because they didn't think that there was enough return, you simply stop paying us and you don't have access to the software anymore. But what we do encourage agencies, or why our pricing is, for $49 a month, you get 2 seats, not 1, is because most of our partners are actually using typically display ads to drive traffic to find new customers for their agency. So that's 1 seat. And then they'll go find a customer, and the thing pays for itself on the gate. So very rarely do people cancel. They may move down. Maybe they had 10 accounts and now they're down to 5 accounts. So they would just switch subscription plan to get the lower price, but maintain all the data and maintain all the history of those campaigns. So if you cancel completely, then the history on a campaign goes away. So in many cases, they're seasonal campaigns. And so it would be, we try to keep the price as low as possible so that people wouldn't actually cancel. They would just move down to a smaller tier. Can a phone number be added to the ads? Yeah, in both the case of search ads is called an extension. You can add extensions to both search and display ads. So phone numbers for sure. Okay. Any other questions? Well, we're getting to our time. So I appreciate your attendance. You can get a copy of this. We did record it. At least we hope we recorded it. And we'd be happy to help you. If you guys are ready to get started at any point in time, you can just go in and claim a free account and you're in business. Well, thank you very much. and have a great rest of the day.